Hello?
Hello.
You remember when you wanted me, I didn't wanted you because I wanted someone else who wanted me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Now they don't wanted me anymore. Do you still wanted me? Because I'm available now.
No, they took to me.
At times when he's going in on our boys, I'll chime in because I feel like he's being a little too rough on them.
Well, you don't have to agree with everything he does, but why don't you just stay out the way? Why did you marry your husband?
Because I love him.
Is he the man you hope your sons will grow up to be?
Yes.
So why would you stop him from raising them into that?
I'm not stopping him. I just feel at times he's a bit harsh with the punishments.
He is hard on them because they boys. Undisciplined boys grow up to be undisciplined men.
Yes.
Undisciplined men end up in the hospital or in a prison, or they end up in a grave. That's what happens to undisciplined men. I have raised my sons entirely different than I raised them girls, because I had to. And they mothers know, let me have these boys. I ain't over here trying to turn the girls into women, because I don't know how. But I know about these boys, and I know what it takes to be a man, so I got them.
Men go out every day. They sacrifice spending time with their children. They sacrifice living a peaceful, relaxing life so that they can go out and provide for their family, so their wife can stay home and relax. Women, they're resenting men for wanting to provide for the family. It's truly unbelievable, and women are trying to compete with men, and it's so unnecessary.
For some reason, women have this opinion that men don't have the right to choose. Men just have to accept what women give us, and that's it. You have the right to wear what you want, wear as much makeup as you want, dress how you want, put on as many tattoos as you want, sleep with as many men as you want, have as many kids by men that don't want to marry you. You can do whatever you want, but what you cannot do is tell me I should accept you for who you are. No, I have standards. You made decisions, and if my standards do not meet the decisions that you've made, we are not a match. It's as simple as that. I am allowed to choose the woman that I see fit to carry on my legacy. But for some reason, I'm toxic, I'm misogynist when I don't want the woman that you have become. Please tell me how that makes sense. Subscribe, let's have a discussion.
Women are changing what the men don't care about. The men don't care about the big old lips.
Yes, they do.
And no, they do it. The women are doing that for themselves.
Yeah.
Because the men don't care about it. The men would rather a woman change her stinking attitude than put on all that makeup and hair and everything. That's what the men want. But the women will go out there like, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. If you look at a man and the man said, yeah, he's fat. The man will most, if he's feeling bad about himself, he wants to make sense. He'll go and hit the gym. What's the woman going to do? Go and do? Get a BBL, get her lips done, put on her makeup, put on her hair, and stay the big old fat person that she is and say, oh, it's body positivity. The men don't even want that. And the women are not getting all this cosmetic surgery for the men. They're getting it for themselves. You can't turn around. What man wants a woman that's going to turn around, go and have an operation, and can't sit on a plane because her arse has been injected or been interfered with? She got to lie there on her stomach. You think the men want that? Or wake up in the morning before you got to hit the house. She's got to put on. I'm sure I worried about some of the men because they must go out with a woman. Ooh. And then when they wake up in the morning, they think, who the hell is she?
The scars,
by the time you take
fish.
everything off, women need to change their attitudes before they change their makeup.
A lot of you ladies will go to hell and back for the wrong man, but even the thought of giving submissive energy to a good man is like cringeworthy to y'all. And the select women who are happily submissive always seem to be ostracized by friends, family, and women looking in from the outside. Secretly, they hate to see a happy, cohesive relationship because they've never been taught it themselves. A lot of y'all can't submit because you're too damn selfish to surrender, period. Y'all will yield to your boss, your pastor, your father, etc., but then put up a damn fight when it comes to yielding to your man. And the ironic part is it takes an extremely strong woman to submit, to put her ego to the side and understand and realize that it's not all about her.
I don't know what man needs to hear this, but stop taking care of that woman who is not treating you well, not appreciating you, not respecting you. You do not win an award for sticking around. You do not win an award for saving her. In fact, all you are doing is drowning yourself in the process.
Most men will cheat on a good woman for a hoe and then marry her after a year.
You know what the problem is? A lot of y'all think y'all good women and y'all not. Like y'all think y'all good women just because y'all look good and y'all don't cheat. When in reality, you manipulative as fuck. You got the temper of a 5-year-old. You don't know how to compromise if your life depended on it. You try to change the man into a completely different individual, and 9 times out of 10, it's not for the better. Like, you ever stop to think maybe that hoe made him?
Do you prefer a stay-at-home woman, or you prefer your woman to be a breadwinner as well?
No, I would want her to stay home.
Why is that?
Because career women don't make good mothers a lot of the time.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
That calls for nannies.
Career women don't make good mothers most of the time. I mean, statistically speaking, 2-parent households do way better than single-parent households.
I agree.
If you look at the United States in the 1950s and the 60s, right, before feminism came, where you had the traditional nuclear family where they were able to have one income, support the entire family, but after feminism came in the 1960s, what they were able to do was decrease the cost of labor, because now you have 2 times as many people in the workforce. So what do? They increase the price of homes, they increase the price of common goods, and then feminism was kind of a finesse where they were able to increase the cost of living because women wanted to be single and independent.
That shit is facts like a motherfucker.
I want to see what you look like under the mask. Like, why are you hiding your face?
I'm hiding my face for the same reason you're wearing makeup.
No way, boy. Ain't no way, boy.
No.
No.
Let's talk about women.
What do we want to talk about women? Women is still God's greatest gift to man. Whether he can acknowledge that or not, and there's many reasons why he can't.
Why?
Society's programming of today, we have taken emphasis off of respect of women. A lot of women have taken the emphasis off of respect of themselves. In the married sector of life, people are marrying for the wrong reasons, Jay. Nothing's guaranteed. I don't care what reason you get married for. No one has the right to marry anyone. You take someone spiritually, physically, and mentally. You don't need no one to stand there and tell you to say, I do, when you've already said it. We don't communicate with each other. Men and women today are getting further and further apart. Man has done a very poor job with this great architect that God has given us. This architect of man, he is the caretaker of this great land, and we have fouled the air, the seas, our children, and our women. And I must give responsibility of that to man, because man boasts of how first he is. He is number one. Well,
I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men. Okay. Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family. Everything, the roads you drive on, the buildings you live in.
Draco. So, she make it clap, clap, clap. She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it.
The way the devil places a wife into your life, it's very simple. Look at the situation of Samson and Delilah. The Bible says that Delilah was even paid to collapse the life of Samson. David was given a wife by King Saul, who was the daughter of King Saul, to be able to trap him and destroy him. There are wives that are given to men today that inhabit them by their beauty, their hips, their curves, and all those types of things. You fall in love with that person, not realizing that they have been placed in your life strategically by the kingdom of darkness to destabilize your destiny. And you run around thinking that you've gotten somebody that is great, but you've gotten yourself something that is going to destroy your life, and you will never, ever accomplish your destiny.
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection?
Well, the first place that some women should look that are actually asking that question would be the friend zone. You know, that place that a lot of women put men that actually show them kindness, consideration, and understanding. Try looking there first.
Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person?
And the second place that some of these men will be found will be sitting quietly in their homes, enjoying the peace and tranquility that comes with being single.
Like, where? Where are they?
one's not going to find them up there.
Because I don't understand. It's just like that's long gone. Emotional, spiritual, and mental connection is completely fucking gone, apparently.
No, it's not. But a lot of women forget that part of actually finding that connection would involve listening to their partner, not just their partner having to listen to them.
And all they really care about is physical attraction and gaining physical attention. So
that might be in large part due to a lot of women only being focused on a man's finances.
I don't know what kind of world we're living in, but honestly, if someone is not willing to connect on a mental, spiritual level, like, it's just not happening. I'm sorry.
We are living in the kind of world that modern feminism has created.
Since a lot of men are visual creatures, let me walk through what I just made.
Oh, good. A visual aid.
Why I won't sleep with a man who makes less than $200,000 a year.
I wonder if it's because they want someone to support them as opposed to a partner for life. Huh.
The average one-bedroom apartment in LA, this is where I live, is $2,800 a month, although my rent is significantly more than this. That means that you have to make 3 times the rent in order to qualify.
So far, that's exactly what it's sounding like.
$8,400 a month before taxes and $800,000 a year. But hold on, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, I'm not exactly sure that one knows what I'm thinking.
Sounds like a lot of money. Just wait. Men want to do this thing where they want to take their pants off, and that's fine because I want to take my pants off too, but hold on. If we have a little baby, the average 2-bedroom in Los Angeles is $3,800. That means that you now have to make $11,400 a month, which brings you to $136,800 a year.
Okay, let me save everyone a little bit of time here. The fact of the matter is that men that make this type of money or more per year, the second that they hear these are the types of qualifications that they must have just to engage in some sort of physical activity, are going to run immediately in the other direction. Because men that have this type of income usually know exactly what they want out of a relationship. If it's more than just a physical encounter, they are actually looking for someone that can bring something to that dreaded table other than just their physical appearance. So no, having these types of requirements isn't going to help. If anything, it's going to help one remain single.
Can you imagine a world where sex is free and love is expensive? Where losing your phone is more painful than losing your virginity? Where modernization means nudity, profanity, pregnant women exposing their bodies publicly. And if you don't drink and you don't smoke, you're not dope. Where boys stay boys and never want to be men. And girls become men so that they can rule over them. And then wonder why they can't find a good man. A world where cheating is called Love Island.
Do you believe the theory that men will marry the woman in front of them? Meaning, he may not think that a woman is necessarily the love of his life, but once a man is financially and emotionally ready to start a family, whoever the woman is in his life at that moment, he will choose to marry her.
That's not true. All you have to do to capture a man the rest of his life is actually stimulate his hormonal response. Think of this. Testosterone is a very aggressive hormone. Here's what happens, ladies. You don't realize this. Your femininity attracts a man, not your aggressiveness. Do you understand that the minute that you are aggressive with a guy, what's his aggressive response? Competition, fight, things like that. Men do not want to combat women. That's why a woman, like I said, it's not who's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It's actually the one that, believe it or not, stimulates that man the most. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, remember, think of it this way. If people understood what it was like from a standpoint of a man being in the world, it's highly competitive, it's highly stressful. So last thing they want to do is combat the person that's supposed to bring them peace.
Siete venuti a celebrare il matrimonio senza alcuna costrizione.
Five myths that the culture feeds women today that sound good, but biblically are not true. You're enough. You're perfect the way that you are. You get to determine your own truth. You're entitled to your dreams, and you can't love other people until you love yourself. All of these things sound really good, but biblically, they're not true. And they actually lead us to a dead end, because all of those mottos, while they may soothe our insecurities temporarily, make us feel good about ourselves for just a moment, all they do is lead us more into the myth of self-sufficiency, that we are enough for our own happiness, for our satisfaction. All we have to do is to follow our hearts, discover ourselves, chase our dreams, then we'll finally be happy. We'll find the fulfillment that we've been trying to find. And yet, as I argue in my book, that is a dead end. God made us finite. We are fallible. All of the things that we are trying and failing to find inside of ourselves can only be found outside of ourselves, namely in our Creator. And so when we delude ourselves into thinking that we are the source of our own fulfillment and satisfaction and sufficiency and all of these things, we actually exhaust ourselves with the responsibility of trying to be our own God. And there only is one that can be that, and that is the only God that there is, and that is Jesus Christ.
Nurse on deathbed claims she swapped more than 5,000 babies.
Amanda! But your life does not. Oh my God. Oh my God. We gonna keep this? Nigga. I can't even reach him, bro. This is beyond embarrassing. Bro.
Don't you laugh and look different.
Life be like, wait a minute. And that's sometimes what the Lord do, you know? He just set up things where you just don't know. But you trust the moment, you gonna keep this?
I'm gonna keep it.
Jesus. Jesus, help us.
Looks is gonna get the man. But you know what keeps the man? Respect. She's always talking about why her and not me. Because she respects his Because even when they have a heated debate or they're arguing, she has boundaries. The last thing a man wants to feel like is he's being emasculated and disrespected by the woman he's supposed to love. Fact.
You see this woman right here? She is absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
When you give someone something for free the first time, it creates appreciation. When you give someone something for free the second time, it creates anticipation. When you give someone something for free the third time, it creates expectation. Fourth time, it creates entitlement. The fifth time, it creates dependency. And you don't give it to them by the sixth time, it creates hatred and resentment. And internally, they feel depressed and have anxiety. So let me tell you, ladies, something. Guess where all women are? Because women get attention for free from men. So women are in the entitlement field. That's why all women think that they're 8, 9s, and 10s, because they have this self-entitlement because is in your DMs giving you a bunch of attention.
I think the question is more so, how traditional are you?
I am not super traditional, but I think that in today's society, I would be considered more traditional and conservative than most people.
Mm-hmm. So I think like the bigger question, because you have like these high standards for your man, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you prepared to offer him?
Well, myself.
But like, well, what do you think that you, okay.
Women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it? But like men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. This is just something that I wouldn't answer in a date. I'm not going to answer here. I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
Okay.
It's that power dynamic.
What do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency, strong connection to divinity, not necessarily religion, but some kind of purpose-based lifestyle.
So what is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that at the table when he asked you?
Checkmate. Checkmate. And I'm so happy that another woman saw and understood what was happening. He didn't have to say nothing. I don't know what podcast this is. Y'all know, let me know so I can tag him. I'm glad a woman noticed. Now, I have a few reasons why she didn't say. Why she didn't say what she could bring to the table. Number one, because too many women focus on what a man can do for them. There's always what a man can do for them, which is why when you ask the question, what can a man bring? Oh, she had a list. Oh yeah, she had a whole list. She know exactly pinpoint, oh yeah, he need to bring this. But she can't say. Why can't you say? Why couldn't you say the same thing? A second thing, why she didn't say nothing. Because she don't know what she brings to the table. Amen. She don't know what she can offer a man. She haven't did no work on herself to genuinely know how can she benefit this man? What can she do that was gonna make this man be like, you know what? I need this at my table. She out here bringing potato salad, and he don't even eat potato salad. But she can't even say that because she don't even know, because she have yet to look herself in the mirror. And the third thing, a lot of women don't know what men want because they too busy trying to argue everything men say they want. Every time man say he want a woman that's submissive, you want to argue. Every time men are very easy to understand. The problem is you're trying to argue with everything they saying to y'all. Ladies, that's why a lot of y'all can't name nothing at the table or know what to bring to the table, because you're not listening. He can say, you know what, bring some collard greens to the table. You gonna tell him, why you eating collard greens? Why don't you just eat some broccoli? Why can't I bring broccoli to the... I like collard greens. But I can bring some string beans though. That's so sad. Y'all want to argue everything a man say they want. That's why y'all don't understand them. That's why y'all don't know what to bring to the table. She could have said the exact same thing when he asked her. She bring this, she bring this. But in reality, she knows she don't bring that because she don't work on that. She have never worked on that. But she want these men to work on being divine, divinity and clarity. And he better work on it. But she ain't worked on it. That's why she ain't named nothing. See, y'all be getting mad at me. Women and men, y'all love to get mad at me because y'all don't want to do the work. See, I've done the work on myself. I want y'all to do the same work. Ladies, the reason why y'all still messing about this table, can't figure stuff out, you hate that question. You know why you hate that question? Because you don't know what the table represents. So that means if you don't know what the table represents, you don't know what to bring to the table. You can't say what you bring to the table because you don't know what you're good at to bring to the table. And you can't figure out what you get to bring to the table because you don't know what men even like to even bring to the table. So you may be good at this, but you're not for sure that you can bring it to the table because men don't even like that. How about y'all start to do or understand what men like and add it to your bag of things? But the problem, you don't want to do anything but get everything. And that's why you get nothing. You have no choice but to deal with the men who don't know how to do nothing because you refuse to learn how to do something as a woman. And that's why y'all sit on the social media all day, cry all day, these men don't. I guarantee if you was that woman who put your best foot forward, it'd be still a little hard to find that guy, but it wouldn't take that long. Because that man will find you because he sees something that he doesn't see in every single woman. These dudes see these women just think it's all about looks. All about looks. Oh, you so fine. Oh, okay, cool. I smash. Cool. But after that, I'm straight because I can get another one of you. I can get another woman with a face packed full of makeup. I can get another woman who got a body done. I can get another woman who wear wigs all day long. If that's what you think men want, they not hard to find.
I'm sitting here with just this horrible realization. I've been divorced for 3 years, and in that 3 years, I have spent most of my days figuring out how I can become physically, mentally, financially, spiritually healthy enough to be able to afford and take care of a child. And not only have I taken that time, but I've done the math, and it does not work out. I am not young enough, or fertile enough, or financially stable enough to even do another round of IVF, and at 36, like, I'm sorry, like, you're gonna say, like, you have time, like, I don't. Because I can't spend another minute of my life trying to make something work when I'm just fighting upstream. I don't have a support system. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources or the community. And it just kills me. It kills me that I had embryos with my ex-husband that were viable. And they're just gone now. And my future... my future with those children... and my life as a mother is just... it's gone. And it's not just that it's gone, it's the fact that it was decided for me by so many other people and factors. And that's what kills me. Because it was not my choice. And I'm angry. And I'm heartbroken.
She wasted too much time to have a child. Now she is 36 and ran out of money doing IVFs to try to have a baby. This is what happens when modern women try to push their biological clock to the test and rely on technology to have children, instead of having children in their most fertile years.
Now it's backfired.
I think I'm a catch. Like, I'm successful in my career, I can hold my own, I'm financially independent, I have a great family, I have a good personality, I'm attractive, I had all this confidence. So I was like, why the fuck am I getting rejected? And what I realized through therapy and some of the people that I had spoken to was that I was just too much in my masculine energy. Naturally, I just have more masculine energy just based on how I was raised. I only have brothers. I had a lot of male energy around me growing up. I run 2 businesses, so every day I'm in that leadership mind. I'm in that, you know, like, not harsh mindset, but very like masculine. So like, you know, leading, very driven, very ambitious, all that type of stuff. And what was happening was I was bringing that masculine energy into my dating world and into, I guess, relationships, and it was coming off to men. I was that girl that was like, I don't need a man, and, you know, if he doesn't like me for me, then that's his problem, and I'm not going to change, and he needs to accept me for me, and blah, blah, blah. And there was something that my ex had said to me when we were breaking up that really, really stuck with me, and it was, you're too independent. And I was always like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, isn't that a good thing? Like, don't you want to be with a girl who is not, you know, depending on you financially or depending on you for everything? And isn't it attractive that you're with someone who can, like, hold their own? But what I realized is that men want to be with a woman who they feel they're needed by. So that doesn't necessarily mean financially or anything like that, but like they want to be with someone where they're the leader in the relationship, they're making the decisions, they're caring for someone because that's just naturally in them. So for me, I had to rewire my brain of thinking that just because I was letting a man care for me and that I was going to be more feminine, that wasn't weak or that I wasn't still independent.
She thinks she's a catch for men because she's successful in her career and financially independent. Those things are what women look for in men. It's not what men look for in women. But at least she has learned her lesson and taken some accountability for her mistakes.
I guess it is better than nothing.
Are men unattracted to independent women? I was talking to my guy friend the other day. We're talking about just like independent women. I was telling him how one of my girlfriends, she's super independent. She does X, Y, and Z by herself. She's like such a bad bitch. And she doesn't need really anyone to count on. And he goes, let me guess. I bet you she is single. To that, I'm like, why? He's like, well, historically, men have always been, you know, the caregiver. Like they usually have always been that breadwinner, right? Type sort of personality. And he goes, so that's why when women are too independent, they're too masculine and men find them unattractive. To that, I responded and I said, I think it's because 50% of men are average at best, okay? And as a woman raises her bar and she starts to provide herself that validation, she, does these things for herself and she counts more on herself to become more independent, her bar raises, meaning that the men that can match her at that level are fewer men. And so that is why these more independent women, are typically, I guess, more single based off of what he's saying, because they just haven't found someone to match them at that level yet. Maybe independent women don't like most of the men now.
The more successful a man becomes, the more dating options he has, because men are more than happy to date women who make less money than they do. But the more successful a woman becomes, the more her dating options start to shrink, because women don't want to date men who make less money than they do. They only want to date men who make equal to or more money than they do. So essentially, strong independent women become victims to their own success. Good luck to those strong independent women.
They are going to need it.
Mm-hmm.